Sairam, Auntie Kamala, you can start now.
Sairam?
Sairam, please start.
Start. सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। शांति शांति शांति. Saira, we are continuing with chapter number 11, tolerance. Many years back, students in the primary school.
Sairam, Auntie, there's some feedback on your microphone.
Echo?
Yeah, there's some feedback coming from your mic.
One second. Now, is it okay now?
Better now, yes, please. Please continue.
Okay. Tolerance. Many years back, students in the primary school in Puttaparthi used to take their daily morning bath in cold water. Swami felt sad and thought, parents of these tender young children left them in my care because of their immense trust in me. Poor fellows, they have only cold water to bathe every day. That thought soon led to the provision of solar heaters which heat water using sun rays. In no time, they were installed in the hostel. Students, teachers, and the principal of the school were very pleased. They prayed to Swami to inaugurate the solar heating system, and he agreed. Arrangements for inauguration were soon completed. The equipment was connected to a tap by a rubber tube. When Swami arrives and turns that tap, hot water will flow into a bucket placed below. They did not have to wait long. Swami arrived and he turned the tap. Unfortunately, the rubber tube got detached just at that moment, and there was a burst of hot water on Swami's face and his garments. The sudden and unforeseen mishap shocked everybody. There was embarrassed silence all around. Not a hand moved to correct the situation as the onlookers stood petrified. Swami understood their misery. He laughed aloud to break the spell and said, "Look, the inaugural bath has been taken by me." Swami's laughter and pleasant remarks brought relief to everyone. Their hearts became light and they could breathe easily. Everyone joined in Swami's laughter. Baba is ever merciful. He knows no anger. My life is my message, he says. It's a message of love, compassion, and mercy. There is no place for anger. Benefit from closeness to Baba. Once Swami was in Kodaikanal. Sitting in his room, he was looking out at the crowds waiting outside for his darshan. Several students were sitting at his feet around him. Swami told them, "Do you realize how fortunate you are? Thousands are waiting outside for me. Here you are, enjoying the privilege of serving at my feet. But you do not know how fortunate and lucky you are. I'm giving you this opportunity so that you will be close to me. If I feel like it, I can walk across the sky from one side to the other. If only I did that, the whole world would be at my feet. Several lakhs of devotees would swarm to me. But at that time, not one of you would have the opportunity of being so close to me. Armed guards will always surround me for my protection. I assure you, those days are not far off. Believe me, a day will come when you will barely be able to spot a tiny red flash of my robes from a long distance, that too with a great effort. You will realize Swami's glory when I walk across the sky from one end to the other. So as of now, try to derive benefit from every single moment of your closeness to Swami. On one occasion, a program of sports was organized in the Hillview Stadium. Inaugurating the games, Swami released two white pigeons. As the games were underway, Swami and some distinguished guests watched from a dais. After some time, they noticed the same pigeons earlier released flying in the sky across the dais. Swami observed, "Look at those birds. They have been with us for a long time. Therefore, they have become incapable of adjusting themselves to the outside world, although they have been set free." No doubt Swami was then referring only to those two pigeons, but what he said then applies to all his dear students and devotees. Om Shri Satya Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Saira.
Chapter 12, The Temples of Healing. You will understand me only through my work. That is why sometimes, in order to reveal who I am, I myself show you my visiting card, something that you call a miracle. They are neither magical tricks nor siddhic occult powers, which can come to everybody with the appropriate discipline and yoga exercises. But my powers to protect, heal, and save people and materialized objects originate in God and can only be used by an avatar. They are in no way designed, disciplined, or developed, but flow from cosmic power. Baba. Super specialty hospitals. For the benefit of the poor, Bhagavan established in Puttaparthi the Satya Sai General Hospital in 1956. Everyone knows that the hospital as well as the doctors there are mere instruments. The real doctor is Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba himself. There are any number of instances where Bhagavan himself took over and miraculously cured patients who had been given up or could not even be diagnosed by doctors. Then Bhagavan willed that a super specialty hospital be established, where treatment costing several lakhs of rupees elsewhere would be given free of charge, and the hospital would become another wonder of the world. The divine will fructified in no time. On November 22nd, 1990, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba laid the foundation stone and proclaimed that exactly 1 year later, on the 22nd November 1991, the hospital would be inaugurated. The super specialty hospital was designed by an eminent architect, Dr. Keith Critchlow, director of the Prince of Wales Institute of Architecture in London. On the suggestion of Isaac Tigeret, he came to Prashanti Nilayam and had Swami's darshan. Swami granted an interview to him, during which he explained to the architect the intricacies of designing the proposed hospital. Elaborating what he had visualized, Bhagavan pointed out Vastu, the Hindu science of architecture, planetary and astrological aspects that needed to be considered. The engineer was astounded at the depth and extent of Swami's technical knowledge. He returned to London and set about drawing up a design according to Swami's instructions. He was not successful. On the advice of a friend, he imagined himself to be a mere tool in Baba's hands. He surrendered himself totally to Baba's mercy. He prayed earnestly to Baba, and then he started the work afresh. He took a large piece of drawing paper. From one end to the other, in one single effort, he drew a sketch of the hospital. He added one board at each end, extending on either side and bending towards the middle, as though two loving hands were extending and then closed around the object of that love, just as directed by Swami. A group of architects took over at this point. They worked for 3 months, 17 hours a day, filling up every detail and completed all the designs and plans. They sent the entire set to the construction company in India, designated by Swami. But Dr. Krishna had his own doubts. Even in a very technically advanced country like the USA, a super specialty hospital of this kind cannot be constructed in less than 7 years. How then can Swami build this hospital in 6 months? He wondered. Architects arrived from London. They laid the foundations and erected concrete pillars of 3 to 4 feet height. When Swami went to Bangalore in May, these architects also left the site and returned home. On 22nd May 1991, on his way to Kodaikanal from Bangalore, Swami took Colonel Jogarao along and went to the site to see how far the work had progressed. From that day to the already announced day of the inauguration, which was 22nd November 1991, time available was precisely 6 months. The structure was to be a majestic one. Up-to-date medical equipment was to be procured and installed, and 1,000 other requirements had to be met before the facility could be made functional. Colonel Jogarao said, Swami, even if we put thousands of workers on this job and make them work day and night, can we complete this project by 22nd November? What about funds? Swami interrupted. Do not create waves of doubt and indecision. Swami's will is bound to be fulfilled. He then summoned the Indian engineer, Brigadier Bose, and instructed him, get 2,000 workers through Messer Larsen and Turbo and put them on the job and complete it on time. He left for Kodaikanal. Brigadier Bose did as he was instructed by Swami. He left the entire burden wholeheartedly on Swami's divine shoulders. He engaged more than 2,000 workers daily and ensured that work went on day and night without intermission. His efforts bore rich fruit. Even by 15 October 1991, more than a month ahead of the proclaimed day of inauguration, the mighty building was completed and handed over to the medical experts for equipping. Isaac Tigre donated several items of medical equipment. The government of India waived duties and taxes and transported them to Puttaparthi by air. To enable jet aircraft to fly to Puttaparthi directly and unload cargo without delay, the Satya Sai Aerodrome had been upgraded and designated as an international airport a year earlier. With a donation of 1 crore of rupees from John Sinclair of the American Sai Foundation, up-to-date equipment for carrying out blood tests were procured from the USA. It can perform 20 different kinds of blood tests in respect of 600 patients per hour and hand down the results for study and analysis by doctors. Its computer can store the results pertaining to 10 million patients and can download any information on demand. Finally, the great day, 22nd November 1991, arrived. In accordance with the divine will of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, on the very first day of inaugurating the hospital, as many as 4 open heart surgeries were performed. How wonderful! What a miracle! The day of inauguration had been announced in advance exactly 1 year ago. 6 months back, there were only uncultivated agricultural fields at that spot. Within a span of 5 months and a half, magnificent buildings came up. The rarest and the most modern medical equipment arrived directly at the Puttaparthi airport. The hospital was declared open precisely on the date announced a year previously. Open heart surgeries were performed on the opening day itself. Is all this believable? Experts all over the world were astonished. Another similar super specialty hospital has been constructed in Bangalore. That is also with the divine Sankalpa of Bhagavan Baba. In November 1999, an announcement was made about the hospital, and by November 2000, it was ready in full swing. Inaugurating it on 19th of November 2000, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai stated, Sai institutions are eternal. They will serve the poor forever. One cannot but stare amazingly at Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai's Sankalpa and how he executes it. He once declared, my will is bound to be fulfilled. Even if the 14 worlds, Chaturtasa Bhuvanams, join together to oppose me, they cannot prevent whatever I will to do. Nobody has the capacity to comprehend my divine power. None of the gods from Lord Brahma downwards can comprehend it. Even a 10 millionth part thereof is much beyond comprehension of the brainiest man. These sublime words of Bhagavan should be cherished by mankind. Sairam.
Sairam. Potency or Prasadam. A couple brought their little daughter sick with heart trouble to Puttaparthi. Doctors said the super specialty hospital found 2 or 3 holes in her heart. As the case was considered an emergency, they decided to perform open heart surgery the very next morning. She was immediately admitted. The distraught father decided to inform Baba about the crisis early next morning and to obtain his blessing. So he went and sat in the audience hall. The ever merciful Baba was moving among the devotees. A boy whose birthday happened to be on that day brought toffees and offered them to Swami. Baba accepted them and 3 handfuls of toffees among the seated devotees. One piece landed in the lap of the heartbroken father of the heart patient. He was overjoyed and accepted it as the Swami's holy prasadam. He took it to his daughter and made her eat it. A little while later, the patient was moved in for operation. The doctors took last-minute x-rays and to their consternation found no trace of anything wrong with her heart. They decided that she needed no operation and discharged her. It is possible for anybody to describe Swami's immeasurable love and mercy in words. Who has performed that surgery? A man suffering from a number of ailments got his heart examined in the Speciality hospital. His condition was extremely distressing. Doctors felt that he was no position to undergo strain of surgical intervention and refused to do anything. The patient began to pray fervently to Swami. He prayed to Bhagwan that he should somehow get the operation done and restore him to normal health. Bhagwan heard his prayer. He talked to the doctors and inquired how this particular patient was doing. They explained that he was suffering from severe complaints and in their opinion was not a fit case for operation. Swami said, go ahead and perform the operation. Nothing untoward will happen. I will oversee it. The operation was performed and to the utter disbelief of doctors, it was successful. The doctors informed him that the operation was very successful and the patient was in an excellent condition. It is a usual practice at the super specialty hospital to take video films of operation performed in complicated cases. Swami asked the doctors to view one of those video films. They were surprised when they did so. They found Swami in several forms, resembling each one of them around the operation table. Relieved of their pride and ego, they realized that it was Swami and Swami alone who was performing operations and that they were only incidental, mere tools in his divine hands. With utter humility, they bowed to the lotus feet of Bhagavan. The super specialty hospital rapidly grew from strength to strength. It has departments of cardiology, thoracic surgery, nephrology, and ophthalmology. There is also a lithotripsy center specialized in breaking the stones in the urinary tract with the use of high energy waves. In the hospital, all kinds of treatments and surgical operations, which elsewhere would cost lakhs of rupees, are done totally free of cost. It is acclaimed as one of the wonders of the world. Speaking about this hospital, Swami said, here patients are very cheerful. Their relatives are also happy and cheerful. Doctors smiles as they save the patient. Nurses cheerfully attend to the duties. The whole place is full of happiness. Several workers are busy cleaning and polishing the wards and rooms with spick and span. No fees or any charges of any kind are levied in this hospital. Doctors elsewhere wonder how it is possible to provide medical facilities of this high order totally free of charge. There should be no occasion for such wonder or doubt. A job done with a pure heart suffers no dearth or funds. Why hospital if God is here? There are always inveterate doubters who question what is the need for a hospital if God is incarnate, is right here to attend to every problem of the devotees. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai referred to such doubts and said, some people might be questioning, Swami is capable of healing the sick by his mere will. Why then is a hospital of this size and attendant paraphernalia needed? Let them think a little further. This one is not only hospital of mind. Suppose there is a patient in Chennai who runs a clinic or hospital. He treats handicapped children and heals them. His healing center too is mine. As a matter of fact, every single hospital, irrespective of where it stands, belongs to me. I am overseeing every one of them. Why go so far? Those who pray to me from the bottom of their hearts, seeking my help, irrespective of who they are, from whatever place they pray, be it hospital or home or any other spot, irrespective of language in which they pray, or all of them are mine. They belong to me. Do not confine me to the few acres of land around Prasanthi Nilayam. Whenever a person prays earnestly for Prasanthi, the spot from where the patient's praise will become a Prasanthi Nilayam. Remember another salient effect. This hospital helps to inculcate faith in you, to enable you to recognize divinity and to cast away doubts from your mind. Besides healing the sick, a hospital serves another purpose also. Some people have blind faith in medicines and injection. It is my duty to provide medical help to such patients also. Their faith in God and His mercy is not yet firm. A hospital is definitely need to help them too. To each a different treatment. A few years ago, Dr. Sitara Maya, one of the doctors in the hospital in Prasanthi Nilayam, was not keeping good health and was bedridden. Bhagwan Baba went to his room to inquire about his health. He sat by his side, cut an apple and fed him with his own hands and left. Shri Kasturi was with Swami all the while. He thought, how blessed is this doctor. Even illness had brought him to so much good fortune. Swami himself walked into his room, inquired about him, cut a fruit with his own hand and fed him piece by piece. How much I wish I had fallen ill. Sometime later, Shri Kasturi too fell ill with pain in his backbone. He could hardly move. He hoped that Swami might visit him, but Swami sent a word asking him to come to his room immediately. Pain or no pain, there was no question disregarding Swami's summons. So Sri Kasturi made his way laboriously to Swami's presence. Swami gave him a bundle of New Year calendars and ordered him, take these calendars and distribute them yourself, one for each one room. Go. Without a murmur, Sri Kasturi picked up the bundle, went to every room on every floor of every building in Prasanthi Nilayam and completed the distribution according to Swami's instructions. Seeing this agony, some person offered to do the work for him, but he did not agree. They requested to be allowed at least to carry the heavy bundle for him, but he declined. Shri Kasturi later said, how do they know why I turned down their kindly offer? This was Swami's treatment to the pain in the backbone of Shri Kasturi. Om Shri Sai Parbrahmane Namah. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti.